It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in as we rejoin a very important conversation, one that we should be having every day, not just today. A donation of blood truly does save lives. We have proven this. Blood donations are essential for patients who are going through transplants, through surgeries, through chronic illness and blood disorders. And when you choose to donate blood, you give away the most precious gift that money cannot buy. Here to tell us a little bit more about blood diseases, blood donation, and to motivate, hopefully, all of you out there to go out and donate. Please welcome from the Western Cape Blood Service, Marika Geveers and Sister Kim Strutz, and joining us again from the Sunflower Fund, Alana James. Ladies,
great to have you here. Thank you very much
for having us.
Continuing this very important conversation. And Alana, I'll start off with you first as representing the Sunflower Fund. Tell me about, because we're trying to understand blood diseases, blood disorders, because I think once we start to understand them, we'll realize the need for blood donations to then happen.
The pressing
Yeah,
need.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, talk to us about that, please.
Thank you. So the patients we work with are diagnosed with one of about 70 different types of blood diseases. And I think leukemia is probably the one we hear about the most.
Yeah,
sure.
And as the Sunflower Fund, we're always calling for stem cell donations, and people go, but why do you then ask for blood donors as well? So every donor that comes along, we always ask them if they're a regular blood donor. Before a patient has the luck of potentially finding their life-saving match, they need treatment, and that treatment consists of lots of blood transfusions, but also blood products, so platelets, etc. And it is so important that we have regular blood donors that can support the patients until they're able to find a match for a transplant. And most importantly, during the transplant process, they need lots of blood. So ensuring that we always have enough blood products is really critical to serve our patients.
And we often hear about how critically low those blood stocks are. But you mentioned there, obviously, the difference between blood stem cell donation and blood donation. What are the core differences in that process?
Sure, I think I'll do the stem cell side and then I'll leave the blood donation side. So from a stem cell perspective, it is a slightly different procedure. So you would go onto our registry at the Sunflower Fund, and the match is not the same as a blood match. So for a blood match, we're looking for your blood types, which I'm sure they'll share with you. But also with stem cells, you are looking for a genetic match. So you're looking for your genetic twin somewhere in the world. And the chances of finding that is 1 in 100,000 at the moment.
Oh.
Wow. Wow. And is that because of, I guess, the lack of the population size, or the small population size of people that are regular donors, that finding a genetic match is so rare?
Yes, so that's on the stem cell donation side, absolutely. So the global statistics is 1 in 100,000 because you're looking for that genetic match.
Yeah.
However, for South Africa, we always talk about how amazing our rainbow nation is, and it's fantastic until you're looking for a match. So the chances of you finding a match is from your own ethnic background, so of your own cultural group. So the more and more South Africans mix, and we mix with other countries, that mix becomes challenging to find a match, because if you are...
Our diversity is our challenge.
Well, absolutely, and we need the same diversity match, which is why we encourage so many people from all different ethnic backgrounds to please come, because we cannot find a match unless we can match all of those criteria.
And Sister, maybe you can walk us through the blood donation process.
Okay, so it's much simpler, because all you need to do is just arrive at one of our blood clinics, which I'm sure we'll tell you where to find us. And you fill in a questionnaire, which just highlights your sort of general health status. And we do some minor checks on you, like your blood pressure and your pulse, and we check your hemoglobin level. And then if you meet all the criteria, you go through and donate blood. It takes about half an hour. If you're a first-time donor, maybe a little bit longer, because we like you to spend some time recovering afterwards. And it's simple as that. And then all the testing that we do is done afterwards, and we match according to blood groups. So, yeah.
And you get a tasty biscuit.
Absolutely.
Oh,
and a
yes.
juice.
And a juice.
And a juice, yes.
Yes, always welcome. And Marika, where can we find these blood donation clinics?
Right, so the easiest way to find out where to donate for the Western Cape, you can go to wcbs.org.za, and then you can click on the tab, Where Can I Donate? And for the rest of South Africa, you can go to the to South African National Blood Service, and that is www.sanbs.org.za. And easy as that.
And we'll have all that information on our website as well if you're looking to make a donation that could definitely be saving
That will save a life.
Save someone's life out there. We'll be chatting to the ladies a little bit later on as well. So do stay tuned for that chat on this Medical Tuesday, because that's what we do on Tuesdays. We chat medical things. Stay tuned to your Feel Good Breakfast Show.
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Welcome back. This is your Tuesday morning on your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Thanks so much for joining us as we continue a very important discussion, that of blood donation, saving lives one drop at a time. And we're joined on the hot seat right now by Marika Geefers, who's from the Western Cape Blood Services organization. Of course, she's the Corporate Public Relations Officer over there. Also joined by Sister Kim Strutt of the Western Cape Blood Services. She's a clinic coordinator over there. Just to kind of bring us into the space of understanding how blood donation works, why it is so important, and how easy it is for you to go out there and literally save a life.
And you will be saving a life. We know this as a certainty, that blood will go to such a vital use. Sister, maybe I can start with you. Let's go back to the very beginning. How do I know that I can donate? Is there a weight criteria? What should I consider?
Yes, there is. We have got a general acceptance criteria. So you have to be generally healthy. Between the ages of 16 and 75, we recently increased the upper age limit.
Okay.
You need to weigh at least 50 kilograms, and you need to lead a safe sexual lifestyle. And that's basically as simple as that. And obviously, we screen you for maybe infections and things like that. You know, from our questionnaire.
I think one of the questions that a lot of people that might ask is, once I've donated that pint of blood, is it a pint? Is it called a pint?
Yeah.
Yeah, a pint
But
of
it's
blood.
a unit.
A unit.
A unit of
It's-
blood.
Pint's very old school.
Liter sounds a little bit macabre.
A unit of blood. How long does it take to have that blood replenished in my body? Does it replenish, or once it's gone, it's gone? I don't have it anymore. Now I must find it somewhere.
You're just a kilogram lighter, yeah.
No, within 24 hours, your body replaces the
wow.
plasma, and your body obviously needs some time to replace the red blood cells that you've given, and that takes about 6 to 8 weeks to replace. So, yeah.
But in that time, while your body is replacing that, you won't feel any different. You're not going to feel lethargic or weird in any way, right?
No.
You'll just feel better about yourself.
Yes, you just saved 3 lives.
That is
donation.
crazy. So where's the greatest need? Is there a specific blood type that you need more of? What's the greatest focus, do you think?
Great. So we usually say that the blood type that we need the most is the one that we have least of in stock.
Okay.
And we, as the Western Cape, we always strive to have a blood stock of 5 days. Currently in the Western Cape, we have a blood stock supply of 4 days, and the South African National Blood Service have a 5-day stock supply. And then we look at critically add all the different blood groups. So there's 8 different blood groups, and you would look into A positive, A negative, B positive, B negative, AB positive, AB negative, and O pos and O neg. So those are the 8 different blood groups. And currently in the Western Cape, we have a critical shortage in the O negative and the B positive blood groups. And then in the South African National Blood Service, they have a critical shortage in the O negative blood groups.
Yeah.
And we do put a lot of emphasis around our O blood groups. And the reason for that is that they are the universal donor. So they can be that blood group specifically can be given to all other blood groups.
Okay, all right.
So yes.
So if you know that you are one of the O's, either positive or negative, definitely
Then
make
can
your way.
be
But
a
we want
problem.
everyone to get out
Absolutely.
there and
We
donate.
always need all blood groups and all blood types to donate.
I've got to say, 4 days doesn't sound like a very long amount of time.
No.
That makes me nervous when I hear that. Maybe you can just close this out by motivating why you think people should donate blood.
So it really is an easy thing to do. Generally, people feel well after they've donated. There are a few side effects that some people feel, but it's very, very seldom. It's easy enough to do. It takes about half an hour. It really costs you nothing, but it can save 3 lives by giving that blood.
And then just quickly, once again, where can people find information about where they can donate? I'm not sure how often you have drives or you have standalone donation clinics. Where can they find all that information?
Right, so it's very easy. We are all on social media. And then for the Western Cape, in the area of the Western Cape, they can go to wcbs.org.za. And then for all the other 8 provinces, they can go to sanbs.org.za.
Wonderful stuff. Ladies, thank you very much for
Thank you.
joining us on social media at the WCBS. Also follow them there so you can keep up with exactly what's going on in terms of blood donation and the blood services all around the country.